What's up guys, JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another review. This time we're reviewing Eli Roth's produced Clown, coming to us courtesy of Anchor Bay Home Entertainment. Now Clown has an interesting history. It originally was created after Eli Roth had saw a short film and he really loved it, so he decided to produce the director's feature-length version of that short film, which is of course Clown. And also, it originally got its release in the year 2014 via festival circuit. In 2015 it had a video on demand release, and it hasn't hit home media in the US until this year. In fact, it was this month that this thing finally came out, so you can get this film finally now on DVD and Blu-ray. This film follows a guy who is a loving father and shows up to his son's birthday party in a clown costume. Now we find out that that clown costume was found in one of the houses that was foreclosed on. He is a realtor, and he found a trunk in the basement chained to the wall, and it had a clown costume in it, so he thought this would be perfect to entertain my kid and his friends during his birthday party. Now unfortunately, when the man wakes up, he kind of fell asleep in the clown costume, and he begins to realize that it's not really easy to get off. And shortly after that, we kind of get the idea that this thing is stuck on him, and we even get the more facts behind the clown costume and the mythology of the clown costume, and we find out that it's actually the skin of a demon and the hair of a demon, which is slowly taking over him and turning him into that demon. Honestly guys, right away I gotta say I really enjoyed this film. I found it highly entertaining. It's a pretty simple idea. We've seen things like this before, but never in this sort of way, with taking a clown and making a realistic mythology behind the clown, to where it's actually very believable. You're like, okay, in a world with demons and these clown demons, I could totally see this happening. It's sort of almost like the mythology of like a leprechaun or something like that. It feels very folklorish, as if it could really be an actual folklore tale or legend, which I'm not sure if it actually is, but you know, it's along the lines of a leprechaun, or sort of a Santa Claus, you know, the Krampus version of Santa Claus. So it really reminds you of that, and I really enjoy that. It's body horror. You know, this guy is transforming into a demon. That you know, their interpretation of a demon clown is great. You know, it takes this you know, the red nose and the white skin, and it kind of throws it a little realistic to where it's not just makeup. You know, it's like pale because of the cold, and blistered. The nose is blistered. So as this guy's transforming into this demon, you're like, okay, this is such a cool, unique way to sort of tackle that realistic, like, okay, if a clown used to be a real being, what would it look like? And this film does a great job with that. One of the other things that I'll say is the film feels ballsy. Like, doesn't feel like there's any rules, that they're willing to kind of do anything for the purpose of the story, but not in an exploitive way. I really enjoy that about it. I've always been a fan of films that you get the sense that anybody can actually die and it can end anyway, because if you know that they're not gonna, for example, kill a kid, then there's no fear of that kid dying. But in this film, not the case. You feel like it could sort of go any dark way, and there's a few ways that this film could have ended, and I actually I was pretty happy with the way that it did end. I felt like that this film ended appropriately. When it could have went, you know, a really happy route or a super depressing route, it kind of went somewhere in the middle, more towards the depressing end, I guess. So yeah, Clown is an awesome movie. I truly enjoyed this one. Had I seen it in the year 2014 or even 2015, this would have definitely made my top 10, close to the top of those lists. Unfortunately, it was one of those weird films that was really hard to see during those years, so it's kind of in limbo, and unless I go back and do a retroactive list, it'll probably be sort of in the middle of nowhere. Last thing though, I felt that the characters' relationships were very believable, and there's actually even some sad moments at times where you're on board with these characters right away. You know, as their stories unfold, like you genuinely feel bad for the lead character, his wife, the kid, all these characters. You actually feel bad for what's happening to them, and you often wonder how are they gonna go back from this. You know, how are they ever going to come back from this unfortunate thing that's going on in their lives? How do you bounce back and live a regular life after this? As well as, I will say, there are some comedic moments, but they are so black that they're easily passed up, and you might not even know they're comedic, which is my favorite kind of comedy. I'm really high on Clown, guys. I absolutely loved it. I give it a 9 out of 10. Clown kicks ass. Check it out.